So Saturday the 28th of September 24. Right, a morning so far, Saturday morning in the life of Mandy Gutzel, trainer, mental health coach, supervisor and therapist. But my hat this morning, my role I think, is pet dog owner. So there I was, gonna do some work, you know, me sad here. I'm always doing something. I was gonna do some work, gonna get shopping done early like I prefer to do Saturday morning, get back, walk Willow, so forth. I think it's about 11:30 by now, 11:15. Anyway, so I'm noticing Willow's actually not breathing that well. She was like this last night, but she has these flare-ups. She's got some, never got to the bottom of it really, some kind of stomach reflux thing that goes on. We give her a tablet every now and again and it seems to calm it. But I have this vision that's remained in my mind of a couple of years ago speaking to a vet about it, and they said you have to be careful because they can, if they get in some phlegm and so forth with this kind of condition, if you're not careful it can turn into a bit of an infection on the chest and stuff. And I always remember them to say something like, oh, you know, they can literally drown in their own fluid. That just sticks with me, as you can imagine. So first time in probably over a year or so actually. I think the change of weather doesn't help either. I think it's the same with humans. We respond to changes in weather with our bodies as well. So Willow, obviously something was going on, and then this morning she was retching and rasping, and she brought up this bile, for want of a better term, kept bringing it up, and then I thought I heard a bit of a rattle, and I thought, you know what, it's that moment where you're thinking, do I wait, do I let it calm, do I go to the doctors or the vets? Anyway, in the end I rang them. I thought, no, I'm not going to risk this, because it did sound like possibly a bit of an infection. So all of the plans went out the window. Got to the vets, looked her over, checked her breathing, oxygen, this, that and the other, and said actually my breathing and stuff generally is overall is pretty okay. And we've ended up, come to the conclusion, she has a bit of an infection. Try and nip it in the bud early, so I've come away with antibiotics, more of the tablets that she takes for the stomach, but they said just give her one a day for a couple of weeks now, as opposed to ad hoc. Got some stuff for her ears as well, because her ears were flaring up a bit. But what was making me smile, and I'm sure every person, whether you're a parent of a child or a pet, will know this feeling. You know when your child or your pet is looking like it's touch and go, and you're thinking, gosh, they're really struggling now. Shall I or shan't I ring the doctors, or take them to the doctors, or the vets in this case? And you're umming and ahhing. I'm not the sort of person, like I'm sure a lot of people, who takes, to the vets willy-nilly. So in the end I made my decision. I didn't take it lightly. She was struggling. Get her in the car. Well, she associates the movement and sees the coat and the lead, thinking she's going for the walk. So she's all excited, as she always would be. Looks like she's got, like so much strength and life in her. Get her into the vet. She's strength, pulling, showing everything, all this energy. And I just remember thinking, on the face of it, it's one of those moments where you think, I know they're just probably somebody's looking, thinking, well, considering, you were talking as if perhaps, she was like really perhaps ill, so to speak. This dog looks like for 14 and a half, she's as strong as an ox. She's pulling me, which she would tend to do anyway, going into the vets and coming out. She's yanking at me like she don't want to be there. They know, they associate it with all sorts of things. So she just looks like she's got, like for a 14 and a half year old, like she's got the beans of a 4-year-old. So it's just the irony of it all. Anyway, just to say, I know I'm literally walking her, because she wouldn't have been happy then, even though she has got a bit of an infection. I've got to give this medication stuff. If I hadn't have then brought her out, literally as I got her out of the car, she's going to be really upset with me then at that point. So I've brought her out, literally brought her around the corner, brought her out for a little bit of a walk, get the energy out of her. I'm going to give her the medication when I get back. And so yeah, so I think I'm going to take the advice of the other half and not do the shopping. We'll look at that perhaps tomorrow. I might even get a takeaway, which we don't do very often, I have to say. I'm sort of thinking maybe I'll take it a little bit easier. Because the other thing I've been doing as well is, well, I've got wide feet. I've always had wide feet, by the way, since I was born. So as time's gone on, I'm one of these people that I think I've developed over the years. It doesn't sound very sexy, does it? A bit of a bunion, particularly on my left foot, and I've just got on with it. The last couple of years, I think it is having an effect, and I'm pretty sure this is all connected to my lower back and my knees and my, just hip a little bit, with that whole alignment thing. So I went to see somebody a couple of years ago and got these insoles actually made that's supposed to be, these amazing things that tilt something about how, puts you back in alignment with how you're walking. Anyway, I couldn't find them for a long time. Then I found them again, and then we had another move, and then I couldn't find them. And I remember thinking, oh gosh, they were nearly 100 quid or something. So over the last couple of days as well, my I don't know whether it was a different kind of footwear or whether I just didn't realise I'd pushed something, but my left foot, the top and left hand side of it, not so much the bunion itself, was really feeling sore and pulling, almost like I was struggling to put the weight on it. And I was like, oh great, Anyway, so I found the insoles. So yesterday I put them in, but I had to be very mindful with my foot, a bit careful I was walking. I put them in this morning in two different trainers and then my walking boots. And I have to say, touch wood, at the moment, so I'll keep looking back to make sure Willow's okay. At the moment, I seem to be, it feels okay. So I'm sort of having an enlightened moment of thinking, oh, okay, so maybe these insoles could potentially work a little bit. Maybe I should have been wearing them before, much sooner. But then there was a moment where I'd lost them. Plus, when I first tried them, to be frank, they lift your foot a little bit. So the trainers I had, which by the way I'd bought some new ones, and they were supposed to be these all singing, dancing things. When I put these insoles in originally, they lifted your foot almost too high, so the trainers I couldn't walk in them properly, they weren't fitting properly. But anyway, to cut a long story short, the insoles that I put in the rubbish old trainers I wore earlier, and my boots, seems to be doing okay at the moment. So I don't want to overdo it. So me and Willow are going to be making our way back to the car fairly soon. I'll just show you another little pic. Willow, there you go. Still in the land of the living. 14-year-old. I have so much respect for this beautiful, amazing lady. We shall call her Willow. Is definitely a lady. Willow's a lady of a certain age, and I absolutely adore her and love her. And in fact, when we were in the vets, we saw another 14-year-old German Shepherd, which was amazing. Had a lovely little gentleman, and well, those people who know me, we're talking away, and he was on about his job, and then he's from South Africa, and then he was talking about how his wife had just taken on a new job at some hospital in Edgbaston, blah 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 blah. And then they called me and Willow in to the room, and my brain was going, they might be interested in. I'm always thinking people might be interested in my work or my training or whatever. I thought, I bet they've gone. Anyway, when I came out, the guy was literally just paying for whatever they needed at the till, and I had the card on me. So I went, by the way, I says, take that. I said, if you or your wife, you might be interested in anything I offer, or, do mental health first aid training. I said, that's it, just take the card, let me know. And he was like, all right, okay, thank you. So that's my morning so far, but I'm going to change my plan slightly. I am going to actually got a few phone calls I've got to make, a few people I've got to catch up with for a couple of family members I've still need to speak to. But I think when I get back, I'm going to have a nice cup of tea. I'm going to breathe a little bit, have a bit of downtime, and perhaps not do. Not going to do any work today. Actually, not going to go on any emails or try and put contacts in my my address book on my laptop and so on. I know I've got loads to do in that respect, but no, today, right now in this given moment, all is well in Mandy's world, because Willow is okay at the moment, and there's a bit of cloud going on, but there's a bit of blue sky in between. It's not raining. I can hear the birds singing. I can smell. It's like got fresh, like although I'm near a farm area. When I say I can smell, it's like it's not raining, but you can almost smell the freshness in the air. But it feels like a good breeze, a good sort of waking up kind of freshness. So yeah, I feel alive and I feel well, and perhaps just sort of wondering what you're grateful and thankful for when you're watching this or reading anything I've reflected on. What are you thankful for? What are you grateful for? Because I do believe there's always something to be thankful and grateful for. So on that note, lots of warmth and sparkle, and I shall speak to you really soon. Okay, take care, bye.